Demi Moore was betrayed by Ashton Kutcher.
The guilt that I felt that it was clearly my fault was just enormous.
Because I really felt like I had created an addiction to him.
She is the best thing that has ever happened to me.
And I think I felt like I could barely take a breath.
The media scrutinized their 15-year age difference.
It wasn't really just about that relationship. It was really about my whole life.
My real life has become a show in itself.
Demi and Ashton desperately tried to have kids.
Because it was unquestionable, because there was no heartbeat.
And on top of that, he cheated on her.
That's all true.
A lie can travel halfway around the world before the truth can leave someone's lips.
He admitted it right away.
What was the catalyst that ruined their marriage? Demi and Ashton's love story started in 2003.
That I had been responsible for so much of my life. And all of a sudden this window opened up where I was safe, I had money, he loved my children. It wasn't something he feared. He seemed to be comfortable with the enormity of the ex-husband.
She was already a divorced mother of 3, and he was a 15 years younger heartthrob.
It's not about what you're doing on TV or in your films, that it's become like our people's personal lives have become entertainment.
It was hard for them to cope with the pressure.
There's magazines that focus on that, and that's become a show in itself. Like my real life has become a show in itself.
Ashton even became friends with her ex, Bruce Willis. I don't like everything Bruce does, and I'm sure he doesn't think everything I do is great. But being with Bruce is normal to me now. Moore got pregnant soon after they started dating, but she lost the child just 6 months later.
Really lost sight of everything that was right in front of me, which is the family I had.
Demi will never forget the look on the doctor's face.
You could see a combination of his dread and it shifting then immediately into matter-of-fact, practical information.
It was a huge blow for both Demi and Ashton.
And I think the weight that it put on Ashton, it's kind of a natural thing to pull back when somebody's, clinging too tight.
Moore unsuccessfully tried to get pregnant again, but she was also pressured because of her age.
We've been conditioned societally to look at the value of a woman being tied to her fertility. Like, what would an older woman have to offer?
However, Ashton and Demi were madly in love.
There's so much of these so-called celebrity magazines that focus on our age difference, and I don't get it, because all that I focus on is that she is the best thing that has ever happened to me.
And in 2005, they got married in a private ceremony.
I really felt like I had created an addiction to him. That I was, that my codependency, in a way I'd never had before. I'd never had that kind of attachment.
She even agreed to include other women in their relationship.
He expressed something that was of a fantasy, and it was in my efforts to want to please and be what I thought he wanted.
And soon, it led to Ashton cheating on her. He got involved with Scott Eastwood's then girlfriend.
I think the catalyst that broke you up. That broke him and Demi up.
You were dating those 2 girls at the time. That is incredible.
Yeah, scandal.
Well,
And Moore found out about it via Google alert.
I asked if it was true, and he admitted it right away. That was probably almost more devastating.
Absolutely.
Because it took me seriously away emotionally.
She desperately tried to save their marriage.
Misguided sense of not really wanting to look maybe at the harder question, or maybe the what was really missing.
But it was a betrayal she couldn't forgive. There are certain values and vows that I hold sacred, and it is in this spirit that I have chosen to move forward with my life. And in 2012, Kutcher filed for divorce. He reacted to it in a statement on Twitter. "I will forever cherish the time I spent with Demi. Marriage is one of the most difficult things in the world, and unfortunately, sometimes they fail." Kutcher never admitted to cheating publicly.
There are parts of what occurred with this relationship ending that were a level of devastating for me, that this really represented that I'm not lovable, that I'm not deserving.
Now, Demi is 58, and she managed to move on. She returned to being a caring mum to her girls, and she learned how to love herself again.